States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for being here. The first item on the agenda is the audience of any citizen. It does not appear that we have any citizens other than ourselves here today. So I'll move on to approval of the April 10, 2025 board minutes. The board should have had an opportunity or has had an opportunity to review the minutes. So if there are no questions about the minutes, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved, Medina.
Mr. Medina?
Second.
Dr. Surrency, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So it passes. Next item is our student government report. I don't believe we have a student government representative here today. I think all of us saw our longtime student government representative winning the flag football national championship live and in person on TV. So that's great. We're very proud of the program. That's what, 3 years in a row?
3 years.
Absolutely fantastic. The next item is a presentation of the consent agenda. The items on the consent agenda are routine business, state directives, and/or compliance items. All items have been reviewed by the board attorney and have been available to the board for its examination. Any trustee can request a topic to be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further. Typographical errors will be noted and corrected in the board minutes. Are there any questions or requests to remove anything from the consent agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to approve the consent agenda as
Dr.
presented.
Surrency?
Second.
Ms. Allen? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Our next item up is academic affairs.
Good afternoon. I know it's been a long day, so I'll keep it short. We've had a busy month in academics and liberal arts and sciences. We wrapped up our student art show in the library atrium. I want to give a special thanks to Denise Gross, Lisa Coe, Christine Boatwright, and our students, as well as the faculty and staff who dropped by the exhibit. It turned out to be a great event. Samantha Chapasso was recently named as the Vice Chair of the Community College Division of Southern States Communication Association. We're obviously proud of Samantha. We know she'll do a fantastic job representing FGC in this leadership role. Shifting over to nursing, we are extremely proud of our Dean of Nursing, who just successfully defended her dissertation. She's not here today, but congratulations to Dr. Ann Brown. And last night, no, she deserves it.
Bad timing all around.
That's right, that's right.
Can I interrupt Mr. Brady? So 2 days ago, he defended his dissertation at the University of Florida. He's now Dr. Brady.
Appreciate it. And back in nursing, last night we held our nursing pinning ceremony. We had 41 students. They were pinned, took the Nightingale Pledge, and were officially welcomed into the profession. They're currently working hard, prepping for their licensure exams, and we're hoping to have strong results that I can bring back to you next month. Shifting to teaching, Kelsey Rodriguez, one of our current early childhood students, recently received the Florida School-Related Employee of the Year Award. She's the first Columbia County recipient of the honor, and it also comes with a nice $10,000 award, which I'm sure she's grateful for. This week, our Future Teachers Club, led by Allison Zarnicki, handed out goodies to teachers at 5 Point Elementary in celebration of Teacher Appreciation Week. Shifting into workforce, our HVAC program sent 3 students to compete in the Florida Skills USA competition, and they couldn't have represented the college better. Kaylee Skeen, a dual enrollment student, won the gold medal for secondary competition. David McCaskill won the gold medal for post-secondary, and Andrew Bennett won the silver medal for post-secondary. We're obviously proud of the whole team, and I want to give a special thank you to our 2 professors. They do a lot not just to prep them, but they actually facilitated this, Alex Ellman and Corey Rosar. Trey Sansucci, a student in our spring EMT class, sent an email to our coordinator, which I think is worth sharing. He's currently working as a physical therapist who goes house to house, and he had noted that he had just left a patient's house and the patient had seemed off. Their heart rate was faint, they had pain under their shoulder, and they were pale and sweating. Trey continued to speak with the patient, and he found out they had fallen, landed on a rock, and now had bruising in the abdomen. It was just interesting because he was actually taking that part of the course, covering that, so he recognized potential hemorrhaging. He called 911 and found out that was exactly what was happening, and he probably saved the patient's life. In the email he sent to Chief Brown, he said, "The crazy thing is I would have missed this if I hadn't been in this course." Just sometimes it's nice to get that feedback. I know it meant a lot to the staff there. In terms of our builds, progress continues on both the greenhouses and the future HVAC lab, as VP Holloway stated. We're optimistic that our agriculture classrooms and greenhouses, to include the water resources lab, will be good to go by fall, and we're hoping to start the HVAC move-in this summer. Shifting finally to academic quality, Dr. McIntyre and Elizabeth Rogers did a fantastic job getting our Perkins grants ready to go. It's a heavy lift, it's a hard process, and it's a very long grant. And we weren't given but about a 2-week window to get it in. They did a great job, and I want to say thank you to them as well. That concludes my reports. Any questions?
Any questions? All right. Thank you, Doctor.
Good job. Congratulations, Doctor.
Next item on the agenda is Student Affairs and Public Information.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a few updates to give today. I'd like to start out by talking about the FGC women's flag football team has once again proven its dominance in the NJCAA, capturing its third consecutive national championship with a decisive victory over Daytona State College, 68-13. The Timberwolves outscored their opponents by an incredible margin of 273-19 throughout the round robin, semifinals, and finals. Coach Ricky Hofty has been honored as the NJCAA National Coach of the Year for the third consecutive year. Tremisha Harris has been named the National Player of the Year. So they are currently celebrating, resting, showering, and getting ready to take off tomorrow morning. I'd like to thank Ricky Hofty for everything that he has done this year to support the program and to support his girls. We have a photo of 7 of the team with their diplomas and their rings this afternoon, so we'll make sure to get that out to everybody. It shows the commitment that Ricky has made to not only winning, but also having his students graduate. I'd also like to thank, of course, Dr. Barrett and all the support we've received from the administration, with support at the Boys Club and supporting the field and the maintenance and everything that went into the program over there. We hosted the district championships last week. So a national championship and a district championship all in the same year. It's a phenomenal job from everybody here, and we couldn't have done it without the entire school behind us. So thank you. Continuing on athletics, esports has earned national recognition. After a hard-fought national championship game against Marshalltown Community College, the team finished as national runners-up in Valorant. The team closed the season with an outstanding record of 11 wins and 1 loss, which sets the record for most wins in a season for esports. Our softball team showed strong this year, advancing to the District 8 semifinals and losing eventually to nationally ranked Lake Sumter State. Summer camps, setting another record. FGC summer camps are experiencing strong demand, with enrollment currently up by 10% compared to last year. Art, STEM, and esports are nearly sold out, so we encourage families to secure remaining spots as soon as possible. Dr. Tevadino, are we good? All right. Testing and accessibility services. Our testing and accessibility services office achieved a milestone on April 25th by administering 54 civic literacy exams during our walk-in day. Of those 54, 31 students successfully passed and hopefully walked across the stages today. This marks the largest single-day civic literacy test administration on campus. And from our PIO office, we issued 7 press releases this month, which weren't a record, but they were picked up by the Lake City Reporter and by Channel 20. We were also mentioned in positive articles and news reports in the Hernando Sun and News4Jax. And finally, the next FGC blood drive with Life South will be held on Thursday, June 26th. And that concludes my report.
Any questions?
I'd like to nominate him to be the assistant coach of the women's flag football team.
Thank you. I accept.
And that was great to get to watch live.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Sure was.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And thank you
thank
for your support.
All right, thank you. Next item is enrollment and marketing.
So I have to follow the doctor in the national championship. And let you know that the head count for summer is a little down. We are down about 2.4%. We're at 1,649 students compared to 1,689 last year. We are up in credit hours by 4% at 11,955 credit hours compared to 11,498 credit hours for last summer. Last summer's drop for non-payment didn't happen until May 10th. And so this summer, we've already had 2 of those, so we think after that washes out, it'll be flat, hopefully up a little bit in headcount as well. Summer classes begin on May 12th. We'll continue to work on getting students started in Summer B. That starts in June, and then we're simultaneously preparing for fall registration that begins on May 19th. We held spring graduation today at 10 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. We had around 100 students walk in each ceremony, and I think Kelly Gracie White did an excellent job delivering a moving speech about her experience being born with a rare genetic disease and the stem cell transplant that she received at 10 months old on May 8th. So she was able to graduate and deliver that speech on the anniversary of her transplant. Lastly, I'm pleased to share that the Florida Sportsman's Magazine's May issue includes a feature on intercollegiate bass fishing in Florida, and it highlights Florida Gateway College and our bass fishing team. That's also under the leadership of Tony Cardenas. But they spoke with our student worker, Bryson Osteen, who's been a major contributor to that team, and he's the current coach. And they did a 6-page spread. Rob Chapman also worked with the magazine's team on how we started the team and shared pictures. And so I did bring a copy. If y'all would like to see it, I can pass it around. And that concludes my report. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, pass that down, please.
Starting to come apart. The last time I saw it, it was fine. And then Dr. Baird had it.
Not in my bathroom.
And so now it's coming out. Sorry about that.
Any questions?
Well, that was for Mr. Medina.
Thank you.
He knows what.
All right, our next item is the business services report. Just gonna move right on past that.
Good afternoon. I would like to notate in the consent agenda that you approved, there are our annual write-offs, which actually decreased by $8,000, 24-25 compared to 25-20, or 23-24 compared to 24-25. So I think that's important to note, and that is a group effort, absolutely, between the business offices, enrollment services, and financial aid on getting those debts down. The college requests approval of budget amendment number 9 to the restricted current fund, Fund 2, for the fiscal year 24-25. This amendment recognizes revised award authorization and new grants received in the 24-25 year.
Are there any questions about budget amendment 9 to the restricted current fund? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll move that we approve budget amendment number 9, restricted current fund number 2.
Mr. Brandon?
I'll second.
Dr. Teppadino, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes.
Thank you. My next item, we are requesting approval of Fund 7, Budget Amendment 9, which has been revised so the report reflects actual revenue, revised budgeted expenditures, actual expenses, and updated projects through April 18th, 2025.
Are there any questions related to budget amendment number 9 to the capital outlay plan? If not, I'll entertain a motion to pass that budget amendment.
So move, Medina.
Mr. Medina?
Second.
Dr. Surrency? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Thank you. The college requests approval of the Florida College System Capital Improvement Plan and legislative budget request for the fiscal year 26-27 through fiscal year 28-29 by Florida Gateway College. This report is required to be completed annually by the college and submitted to the Division of Florida Colleges. The division will use the data from the report to submit requests for public education capital outlay PICO funding in the next legislative section. The CIP2 summary is provided for information and approval.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Dr. Teppadino?
Second.
Ms. Allen? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, thank you
Good job
very
on the
much.
budget.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the President's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think we had a good discussion and presentation about the budget. We're just going to see what happens over the next month until the next June meeting. I don't really have too much to report. It's been a long day. I've been leaving it on a very positive note with the students, but I will say that there's a commissioner summit. Commissioner Diaz will be having a summit, and unfortunately, Mr. Chairman will not be in town that day. So Ms. Allen, as the vice chair, has volunteered to go down to Miami for the meeting, and I'll be down there. 2 parts of the meeting, trustees and the president, and then the second day will be the president and the superintendents of schools for those things. So that will happen in early June. The following week, I will be in Texas reviewing 9 cases for community colleges and 4-year degree programs for their accreditation as part of my SACS trustee leadership. And Mr. Chairman, that is my report.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I appreciate it, Miss Allen. My daughter will be home from South Korea, and we're going on a big family trip, so I appreciate you doing that while I'm gone. Topics for future meetings.
Get me President's
Oh,
report.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm
evaluation.
going.
I'll be quick. So as the board knows, annually by statute and board policy, the board is required to evaluate its president. It did so this year, and I'll just give you a brief summary of the results. The evaluation encompasses 7 domains. The first is board relations. They have several subcategories underneath each, but in essence, Dr. Barrett received straight 5s across board relations. The next being community, state, and national relations, with 2 subheadings: effectively interacts with community organizations and maintains appropriate state and national professional affiliations, 5s in both. The next domain is fiscal operations, 5s again, followed by instructional and student services programs, consistent 5s. Personnel and human resources operation, there were 4 subdomains in this, all were 5s, with the exception of 1, which was a 4.8. The next one was leadership, consistent 5s. And then finally, goals, objectives, and areas of concentration, consistent 5s, with the exception of 1 subcategory regarding the strategic plan, which was rated as a 4.8. So I'm happy to give you any further information or details if you'd like any, but that is the summary of his evaluation.
Thank you, Ms. Logan. Sorry I skipped
That's
you.
okay.
Are there any comments or questions about the presidential evaluation results? I think Dr. Barrett does a fantastic job. All of us that were at the graduation today and that have been to the graduation, have just come here to the meetings and see the things that are going on at the college, I couldn't be any happier. So I'm happy he's here, and I hope he stays as long as he wants to.
And Mr. Chair, I will just say that, I don't know if this is appropriate, so I can say, but I would like to continue my contract. I have asked Ms. Logan to end it at a 5-year part instead of having the continuous contract. And I would like to get what any of the other employees get, and no more than that, because I think we're a team together. I would like a little bit something at the end, but we'll talk about that at the end. And not monetarily, but just something from, so I just want to.
So, if it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Along those lines, specifically, we asked you to get with us. So I want to make it very clear, you're not asking for more than what we want to make sure that for the next 5 years, and if we can trick you for another beyond that, fine. But convince you is proper language. But my point to that is, I do think it's worth that. This is that time where when a contract is being reviewed, I'm not a lawyer, but I know we got some around here, right? That whatever it is that we need to do to ensure your continued success as an individual and your family, that we take care of you just like we want to take care of these incredible people that are in front of us. So you're not, I know you're very humble and you don't want to say it out loud, but we want to make sure you're happy. So, and this review doesn't just come in a vacuum. It is something that is a team effort. So I appreciate you saying, hey, I don't want to ask for more money than we're giving the other administrative people. I appreciate that very much so. But I also want to make sure whatever those little things are that ensure you to feel like you are being taken care of by this school and this board, we want to make sure we do it. And it doesn't sound like you're asking for the whole world, so please know that that is where my heart is, and I think that, hopefully speak for other members of the board where it's like, that's what we're shooting for. So
I would
please
just
don't have
add,
any shame.
I would just add to that, if I could, Mr. Chairman, that appreciate the job that Dr. Barrett's doing in leadership and college, and just hope that continue and you feel good about it. We certainly appreciate that, and the team. So keep up the good work.
Best team we've had here.
Agreed. Awesome. Mr. Chair, full disclosure, the two 4.8s came from me. Dr. Barrett knows that. In all seriousness, as a subtle and gentle reminder to all of us that we can always do better.
Absolutely.
You're strictly a 5. I mean, you're completely a 5, but just want to remind us all that we should always be striving to do better.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can we add another category? Pledge of Allegiance, I said it 4 times today.
Can you ever say it
It keeps
enough?
us up.
Hey, on topics for future,
Yes, sir.
if we're done with President's Report.
Yes, sir.
Brief commentary. I've got incredible feedback on Lee Pinchuk today. With somebody who came into my office and was like, a guy named Lee Pinchuk? I said, well, do I? And so the feedback.
Violating any sort of HIPAA.
No. Not saying any names. The feedback I got was that you are so well-spoken and so great at representing the role that you play for, helping this college be successful. And I told them, I said, I annoy Lee, I'm sure, but in regards to his function in putting the college first, that was feedback that I got literally just today. So that's one commentary. Another is commentary on the doctors that are now hanging out with us. The fact that you guys continue to pursue excellence, the fact that you talk the talk, you walk the walk. For us, that's tremendous. We want to surround the other professors and staff with people that are constantly striving to be their best. So thank you for your hard work, and also for Ann Brown, who's not here. For Mrs. Mims' commentary on the numbers and kind of I could see you're like 2%. Listen, we can't always have up. And so in regards to kind of how the numbers work, the trajectory of overall, if you were to look at since you've been at the helm doing what you're doing, we are so pleased with what you're doing. And so I feel like I appreciate you beating yourself up, but just kind of know that those numbers can't always pan out to be up and up. And then lastly, there's the only other thing, and I know it's been a long day, our coach for this dang football team, do we have a bonus structure for him? What are we doing? I'm not even joking. What are we doing? Is that in the contract?
We have, I will just say, one of the things that Tony is suggesting we've approved in the budget is we talk about him all the time, is that he will be getting an assistant director job here as a part-time, just as an addition, because he's such an elevated.
Right. So can we make sure that happens? And I don't know what kind of tiny lump sum he may want, but I know with other coaches and contracts, having been in a place where there's orange and blue, they have really good looking contracts.
All right, we'll go back.
Can we go back and can we look at that? And can we make it retroactive for this past year?
We'll
That
take
is
a
my
look at it.
request.
We'll take it.
Because if
I don't know if
that
that's legal, but we'll look at it.
Right.
I don't think it's legal, so that's why
I
I
got
think it's.
lawyers for that. They can figure that out. But my point is, I want that guy. We say nice things about him, but money talks. So please let us speak on behalf of the board for how much because it is positive. It is incredibly encouraging that these young women are following through, getting their degrees. And I mean, my goodness, I heard we may have some people that are playing
Olympics.
in the Olympics. Holy cow. So please, let's make sure that guy is taken care of.
I agree.
So anyways, that was it. Sorry to make it long.
I agree. We watched that game in between the graduations, and it was unbelievable. I mean, it was like watching adults play with toddlers, not to denigrate the other team, but it was just, there was no
fact
comparison.
that at 200 something points to was it 18?
No, 68 to
19.
Right, 200.
273 to 19.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And then to see after the game them standing there with their diplomas.
Right. So
Follow
as Jerry
through.
Maguire movie said, show him the money. All right.
I agree.
All right. So anyways,
We'll
that's
work
it.
on-
Sorry.
we're gonna work on that.
The more I talk, the more I cost the college. I'll shut up.
Anyone else? All right, well, you're all welcome to inspect the warrant register. It's available. Our next meeting will be on June 12th. We'll have a 4 p.m. workshop and 5 o'clock regular meeting, both here in the Gateway College boardroom.
Can I just, do you think we made it an hour between that, or because remember, we could always start the workshop, and if it goes over,
We can notice it to be immediately followed so that if we
Okay.
finish early, we can roll right into it.
I agree with that. That
okay,
works with
that's what
my-
I was trying to do. Is that okay?
Yes, sir, absolutely, it works okay. All right, anything else? If not, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you for all being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Good deal.
Hey, you're welcome.
Next meeting.
Okay, I'll work on it. Yeah, that's okay.
You know,